Okay, now you notice a couple things that have changed. One is that over here in our controls pod, we now have another block up here where you can choose between manual control and autopilot. And also, you have a little tooltip here that says, you got more that you can choose from up here in your controls menu. Now we have another row that deals with route management and lets you import a route that you've already exported or created. And also, once you have any waypoints on the screen, you can also export or erase them all. Those controls are disabled at this moment because there aren't any waypoints in play yet. When we switch into autopilot mode, the your basic routing is now available, but it's not going to go anywhere unless it has a list of waypoints to go to. So let's go ahead and create a waypoint. You just click on the screen where you want it. You can adjust where it is, either by dragging it or by changing the numbers directly or hitting the arrows. And when you're happy with it, you can say create, or you can cancel the whole thing by hitting cancel. And we've had a latency issue here, and our data appears not to be getting through. Okay, that one made it. It's possible that I turned off some of the debug statements that would be outputting this. It may have gotten there and just not be showing us. Okay, so if my robot actually really did anything and it actually had route finding, it would now be motoring its way to its first waypoint. And you notice that now that we have some waypoints, these other options are now available. We can clear them all, or we can bring up a dialog that says, where do you want to export this to? And we can save our list of waypoints. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those now and go back into manual mode. And then you see over here in the custom commands pod that we have our commands that we worked on a moment ago, and you can see their values update. You see the command byte, which is 46, and then the value byte is changing depending on which choice we picked. And your code on the microcontroller needs to deal with that and then reflect it back. It's very important to echo back with telemetry what the actual result was so that we can update the interface. Because in some cases, for example, say my walking robot has this elevated stance that it can use for when you want to look around and see what's ahead, but maybe it can't actually walk when it's in that mode. Maybe it'll just topple over. So whenever you tell it to move, then the first thing you're going to have it do is drop down into its normal motion stance and then start walking. If you don't report back via telemetry that you have changed the stance, your control panel is not going to know. And so it's still going to say stance elevated here.